I played every LEGO game ever made, revisiting classics from my childhood to see how well or how bad they live up to today. Starting with the first LEGO game ever made, released all the way back in 1995. LEGO Fun to Build, released in 1995, and the first LEGO game ever made. Now, I would be slightly lying if I said this game was enjoyable for me. The core gameplay loop are these challenges, where the game gives you specific tasks or creative challenges, which, you guessed it, you have to build with LEGO. Now, like I said, this game really wasn't that enjoyable for me, but also it is 30 years old, so it gets a slight pass from me. LEGO Island, released in 1997, and is the first LEGO game with a full open world. You take on the role of a character called Nick Brick, who is a delivery driver tasked with running errands and helping other islanders out. Did I forget to mention that Nick is absolutely terrifying? What is that? There's also a villain on the island called the Brickster. Now, the lore for this game isn't deep, but a man with the name the Brickster needs to stay in jail. Something about that name just makes me feel uneasy. But honestly, the fact that this game came out 2 years after LEGO Fun to Build is kind of crazy to me. This was a massive jump in quality. Even though the game feels kind of janky, it was kind of fun. LEGO Loco, released in 1998, and this game allowed you to construct your own train systems that had you making routes and managing schedules. You also had to design the world, building cities, changing the landscape, making it perfect for your route. Now, I'm not going to act like this game wasn't really simple, but the idea here is really cool. So far, I'm a big fan of these early LEGO games. Like, unlike later on in this video, with a lot of the later LEGO games being already popular franchises made in LEGO, with these early games, they were really being creative. Next up, we have LEGO Chess. Now, I'm not going to stay in this game for long because, as you could probably guess, it's just chess. LEGO Creator, also released in 1998. Now, this is the first game that actually really captured that LEGO feel, allowing you to build various LEGO structures with a bunch of different themes. Like, you can build cars or houses and even castles. Also, while researching for this video, I saw that you could save and share designs. So I just imagined back in 1998, some kids were flexing their LEGO Creator builds. LEGO Friends, released in 1999, and as you can probably tell, I don't think I'm in the right demographic for this game.
Hello, welcome to LEGO Friends.
Yeah, definitely not in the right demographic for this one. But LEGO Friends lets you do a bunch of things, from making music to dance routines. Like, listen to this just funky song I made. LEGO Racers, released in 1999, and this game combines the building of LEGO with classic racing games like Mario Kart. But the big hook for this game is that you get to build your own cars. And even though obviously compared to newer games, the customization isn't crazy, being able to customize your own LEGO cars was still pretty cool. The gameplay isn't the best, with the handling of the cars feeling pretty stiff, but it's for sure not the worst racing game I've ever played. Have you ever wanted to feel like a caver stuck in a 2mm cave system? Then boy, do I have the game for you. LEGO Rock Raiders, released in 1999, and this might be the most cursed LEGO game I've played so far. Like, why am I in the Shadow Realm right now? You play as a rock raider that goes into the caves to collect resources. Now, I'm not gonna act like I knew what was happening at all with this game. I really just walked around the caves, completely lost the whole time. So far, we've had racing games, caving exploration games, even chess. So it only makes sense that next up we have a theme park simulator, Legoland, released in 2000, and this game lets you create your own theme park. And am I the only one that really wanted one of those Legoland driving licenses growing up? Yeah, only me? Okay. Now, I don't want to flex too hard, but I think my Legoland theme park design might be the best of all time. I actually had a great time with this game, but I'm also a big fan of these type of games, so just take that with a touch of salt. Next, I'm going to combine two games into one. LEGO My Style Preschool and LEGO My Style Kindergarten. These are the classic learning games, so I think I'm about 20 years too late to really enjoy these games. But to give a quick rundown for this game, it's just a bunch of learning mini games, and that's pretty much it. LEGO Alpha Team, released in 2000. Now, I can't talk about this game for long because, as you can probably tell, I had zero idea what I was doing this whole time. But the game seems to be a puzzle game. I don't really know. I was just clicking buttons the whole time. LEGO Stunt Rally was probably the weirdest racing game I've ever played. So usually in a racing game, you control everything, the steering especially. But for some reason in this game, the steering is automatic, which is so weird. The gameplay is literally just holding the go button and letting the game do the rest, which is so bizarre. This game was just complete brain rot, just staring at the screen and just doing absolutely nothing. LEGO creator Knights Kingdom, released in 2000, and is a sequel to the first game. This game lets you build your own medieval castle, and I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty proud of my castle. I may have spent too much time on it, but hey, it looks pretty good, huh? After building your kingdom, you have to go into a battle against a character called Cedric the Bull, who, not gonna lie, had me nervous for this battle because I spent a good 2 hours building the perfect castle, and if it got destroyed in the first battle, I would have been furious. LEGO Island 2, The Brickster's Revenge, and I can't believe it, but the menace, the Brickster, has escaped from prison. And the way he does this is just hilarious. He literally uses peppers from pizzas to make his breath fiery, to melt the prison bars. This time he plays a character called Pepperoni, who, as you can probably guess, is a delivery driver. I'm not even joking. That's his actual name, by the way. I can't, like, what is going on? But just like the first LEGO Island game, this one is an open world that has you running errands and solving puzzles, with most of the objectives being centered on the Brickster being an absolute menace. I'm not even joking. This guy is an Avengers level threat. LEGO Racers, the sequel to the original, released in 2001, and I actually thought that this game was a massive upgrade over the first, with the controls feeling a lot smoother and the maps. Holy shit, this is a big upgrade here, with a bunch of diverse tracks set in different worlds. Like, you have LEGO Island, Mars, and Dino Island, which was for sure my favorite map. Usually for these videos I play each game for like 2 hours, but this game I played way longer because I was just having so much fun of it. The LEGO universe is deep, with a bunch of different IPs like LEGO Ninjago, but one growing up I really didn't play was LEGO Bionicle. So going into this next game, I had zero idea what to expect. LEGO Bionicle Quest for the Toa, also released in 2001, and this game is obviously set in the Bionicle universe, with us taking control of the 6 Toa, who from my understanding are extremely powerful warriors. Like I told you, I have no idea about the lore here. The game is set on an island divided into different regions ready for you to explore. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this game was fine, but due to me having little understanding for the Bionicle series, I was pretty much lost the whole time. Next, we have a web-based game, Mata Nua Online. I'm really hoping I pronounced that right. But unfortunately, I was not able to play this game. I spent like a couple hours trying to find a working version of this game online, but nothing would work for me for some reason. I think it's fair to say that most of us growing up were playing the LEGO games based in already popular franchises. And coming up is technically the first in that genre. LEGO creator Harry Potter, released in 2001, and is the first LEGO game to be based on a known IP. And as you can probably guess, it's another LEGO creator game set in the Harry Potter universe. Now, even though I'm British, I really don't care about Harry Potter. Sure, I've watched them, but to me it's just mid. But as this game is based in the Harry Potter universe, all the bricks and models from the game are based on Harry Potter. There's even pre-built models of Hogwarts and Diagon Alley, so if you're a big Harry Potter fan, you would probably find this game pretty cool. And overall, the game plays pretty well and is pretty enjoyable. LEGO Football Mania, released in 2002, and is an arcade-like football game, with each LEGO minifigure having different power-ups and abilities. Power-ups also spawn while playing to keep the game exciting. Now, this isn't a FIFA game, but it was pretty fun. LEGO Island Extreme Stunts, and once again, the Brickster is back. This guy actually will give Michael Scofield a run for his money. But this is technically the third game in the LEGO Island series, but this time there's a big switch on the premise of the game, with the game being based around us making an action movie, with us playing as the main character, and my arch enemy, the Brickster, playing the villain. Now, even though it's a cool switch from the normal island gameplay, I actually wasn't a big fan of this one. It got really repetitive really quick, with the main gameplay loop being you created action sequences for the movie, which all pretty much end up being a car chase sequence. One thing about LEGO during the early years of the game is that they loved racing games. LEGO Drone Racers, released in 2001, and even though it's a racing game, this is as different to LEGO Racers as you can possibly get. It's a more futuristic racing game, and I'm gonna be real, as you can probably see, this game looked really good. Like, it actually surprised me so much in how good this game looked. Probably due to the fact that even though this is technically a LEGO game, as you can probably tell, this doesn't look like LEGO. But even without this game looking like LEGO, you still get the customization that LEGO gives you, with you being able to customize your drones to make them perfect for you. Now, this game wasn't amazing, but also wasn't bad. It just sits in that mid area for me. Bionicle Made to Run Adventures is another Bionicle game released in 2002 on the Game Boy. And unlike the last Bionicle game, this one felt just like the classic classic Nintendo platformers, who for me, somebody who has made quite a few videos like these, I'm very familiar with. Now, I'm not going to say this was an amazing platformer. It was actually pretty bad, with the controls feeling clunky and the game not really having anything to separate itself from any other platformer like itself. LEGO creator Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and as you can probably guess, is the exact same as the first creator Harry Potter game, but this time it's based on the Chamber of Secrets. Now, I didn't play this game for that long, as this time I was just over the whole creator stuff, as it's mostly just a copy and paste of all the other games, just with slightly different models. LEGO Bionicle the game, released in 2003, and the first big budget Bionicle game. And like the original game, has us playing as one of the 6 Toa, but this time in fully rendered 3D environments, which for a 2003 game didn't look awful. The gameplay though is a whole different situation. The game felt and played awfully. Janky is literally the only word to describe how this game felt. The combat was kind of cool, I guess, with each of the 6 Toa having different abilities, which at least switched the gameplay up a bit, but overall this was a tough game to play. LEGO Knights Kingdom was a game released in 2004 for the Game Boy Advance, and based on the Knights Kingdom LEGO set. The gameplay for this game was a mixture of platforming and puzzle solving, with us taking the role of Sir Jaco, who is currently at war with Cedric, who I'm pretty sure is the guy from LEGO Creator Knights, which is pretty cool to see the characters come in and out of different games. We actually got the interconnected LEGO game universe before GTA 6. Like, that's just unbelievable. So far, we've played for a lot of LEGO games that a lot of you probably don't know, but coming up, we have the absolute best that LEGO has to offer. LEGO Star Wars, the video game, released in 2005, and boy oh boy are we in for some absolute peak here. This is actually the first LEGO game I ever played growing up, and when I say I played it, I mean it. I beat the whole game and unlocked every single character. I absolutely love this game growing up, and as this game is based on the prequel Star Wars movies, which when I think of Star Wars, I think of them. They are like my Star Wars movies, if you get me. So imagine my enjoyment of some of my favorite movies but in LEGO form. It's absolutely peak. I have vivid memories of the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight in Mustafar just ingrained in my mind. Everything about this game is just absolutely perfect. From the characters to the gameplay, this is what gaming should be, just straight up fun. One thing I also loved about this game was how they tell the basic story of the movies but add so much of that LEGO charm, just making it so enjoyable to play. I'm not joking when I say this, but this game is easily in my top 5 of all time. It's just perfect. Next up, we have LEGO Bionicle Heroes, and as you can probably tell, LEGO are trying really hard to push the Bionicle series during the early 2000s, but this time it was actually a pretty enjoyable game with a massive boost in the combat department, as now within every 10 steps you meet with at least like 5 enemies ready for you to destroy. The graphics weren't amazing, but also for the time this game released, it's pretty much the standard. LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, released in 2006, and the sequel to, in my opinion, the best LEGO game ever made. Now, I did really enjoy this game. I mean, it's pretty much the same base game as the original, but instead of the prequels, the game's set in the original trilogy. And even though I'm more of a prequel guy, I do still absolutely love the originals. So just like the first LEGO Star Wars game, this one was just an absolute joy to play. Seeing some of the most iconic movie scenes in LEGO form is just so perfect. Now, for nostalgia reasons, I'm gonna say I prefer the prequel games, but number 2 is also just as good, if not better, with the gameplay getting slight upgrades. And just the fact the hub of the game is set in Mos Eisley Cantina, that just means something to me. Also, there was a different version of this game released on Game Boy, but just for the sake of my sanity, I'm just going to be playing a single version of each game. Otherwise, this video would be literally 2 hours long. Now, as this video is already getting pretty long, and we are only in 2006, I'm going to run through the year 2006 real quick here. LEGO FIFA was a puzzle game that no matter what, I couldn't find a playable version of online. But after researching this game, I really wasn't missing out on much. LEGO Cheek Boutique was a fashion-themed puzzle game where we manage a LEGO boutique creating outfits for customers. And yeah, it just isn't my type of game. LEGO Bricktopia was an online game where we get to create LEGO creations with other people around the world. And I actually think back in 2006, this would have been a pretty fun game. LEGO Builder Bots was a tablet game that allowed you to build and control LEGO robots, which you would then use to complete missions by programming the robots to do certain tasks. Yeah, 2006 was definitely a weird year for LEGO games. LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, released in 2007, combines both the first and second Star Wars games into one game, just combining peak with peak here. Now, I'm not going to spend that much time on this game, as it's literally both of the games I've already spoken about a bunch, just put together this time. LEGO Bionicle Challenge was a mobile racing game released in 2007. Now we're getting to the point where every franchise starts pumping out a bunch of bad mobile games, and like all the others, this one was really bad. Now, I'm not really a mobile gamer. I prefer the classic consoles and PC games, but even as someone who doesn't play that many mobile games, I could tell that this game just was not it. There was also 3 other games released in 2007 called LEGO Brick Breaker, Lego Escape, and Lego Racers. But these games seem to have just disappeared from existence because no matter how hard I tried to research them, nothing at all would come up. So I'm just gonna put these here. Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures, released in 2008, and the second franchise to get the Lego treatment. Now, I have seen every Indiana Jones movie, but I'm not a big fan, but I obviously know how massive these movies are.
And you know what else is massive?
And I really did enjoy this game. I just think that Lego picked the perfect franchises for the Lego treatment. It just all fits the Lego aesthetic and vibe so well. The game follows the original trilogy, and let's be real, clearly they are the best Indiana Jones movies. Now, compared to the Star Wars games, I did feel like this game didn't have that much variation in levels compared to them, but it's like comparing apples to oranges, going from the world of Star Wars with loads of different planets and cultures to Indiana Jones, who a lot of the levels being set in jungles. So I'll just put that as a small negative. Batman, one of my favorite characters of all time. I mean, I've literally made a video of me playing 37 years of Batman games. So to say I was excited for this next game would be an understatement. Lego Batman, the video game, released in 2008, and similar to the prequel Star Wars games, I played this game so much as a kid. Just the fact I could play as Batman and his massive rogues gallery and the Bat family was just so much fun as a kid, and still to this day, I was just having so much fun. One thing that I loved about this game was the vibe of Gotham. I think apart from maybe the Arkham games, this might be the best looking Gotham ever. This is exactly what I expect Gotham to look like in my mind. Just grungy, broken down, and the fact that one of the best Gotham looks is on a Lego game is just hilarious to me. Lego Rock Band, released in 2009, and I'm about to blow your mind here. This is a Rock Band game based in the Lego universe. Now, I'm not a Rock Band guy. I actually did have a Guitar Hero growing up, and I was so bad at it that it just started collecting dust in my attic. But this game was still a really cool concept, taking what made Rock Band great and just making it Lego. But I will say that this does seem to start the end of the creativity of the earlier Lego games, with them jumping onto already popular franchises. So we will see how this goes. Lego Battles, released in 2009 for the DS, and it's a real-time strategy game, having you, the player, create and manage units, gather resources, and then take part in battles. Now, compared to other RTS games, this game is obviously simplified for the younger audiences that will be playing it, but still had a decent amount of depth. The game also features several different Lego sets, such as Lego Pirates, Lego Space, Lego Kingdom, and a few others. So for a kids DS game, there is a lot of content here. Lego Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues, released in 2009, and as you can probably tell, is a sequel to the original Indiana Jones game. And similar to the first game, includes the first 3 indie movies, but this time added in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which in my opinion is one of the worst indie movies. So I don't really think that this game needed to be made, especially just a year after the original got released. Like, people these days love to talk about remasters and remakes, but right here, this may be the boss of that. Like, what do you mean? A single year after the game, they released the same game again, but just added some DLC. Okay, with that small rant over, the game obviously is fun, but I didn't play really deep into the game because, as I said, I'm not a massive fan of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so this game was just a miss for me. Lego Universe was Lego's attempt at an MMO that unfortunately shut down in 2012, but after doing some research, I was actually surprised with just how massive this game was, including 9 different worlds and 4 factions to choose from, but as it shut down just 2 years after it released, it was clearly not the best game. Lego Harry Potter's Years 1 to 4 was the third Lego Harry Potter game, but this time follows the story of the movies. And this right here is another example into how Lego choose the perfect IPs for Lego games. It just works so well with the Lego humor and charm. Gameplay in this game is one of my favorites out of any Lego game I played so far. The way they implemented the spells in a way for you to figure out puzzles, it just works so well. For some reason, I don't think I played this game growing up. I kind of remember a slight memory of it, but not as much as Star Wars or the Batman Lego games. But I wish I did play it more because this game holds up so well and is still so much fun. Lego Battles Ninjago, released in 2011, and is a sequel to the original Battles game, but this time it's set in the Ninjago universe. And similar to Bionicle, I just really wasn't into Ninjago growing up, but I'm very aware of how popular it is. And even though this game was really similar to the original Battles games, it wasn't bad at all. Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars, also released in 2011, and is the third Lego Star Wars game. This game follows the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars animated show, which, let's be real here, is absolutely peak Star Wars. Now, around the time this game released, I wasn't really playing Lego games anymore. I had moved on to Call of Duty and other games, but having played this game in 2025, and somehow this game is still pretty great. One thing I thought was really crazy about this game was the amount of characters here. Like, now, I may be wrong, but I feel like the number of playable characters compared to the first 2 Star Wars games may have boosted a lot. From Anakin to Darth Maul, who makes me want to just let out that Clone Wars scream when I see him.
Kenobi. Kenobi!
But seriously, this game has everybody you could want to play as. The graphics also had a massive boost, with this game looking better than pretty much every LEGO game released before it. I will never get bored of a LEGO Star Wars game. It just fits perfectly. LEGO Life of George was a mobile game that has now been fan art snapped out of existence, but after doing a little bit of research, it seems it was a puzzle game, but that's about all I can find about this game. LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean, released in 2011, and spans all 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I don't know if it's because I'm not a fan of pirates, but I really didn't find this game that fun. It does have the LEGO charm of the other games, but just something about this game didn't hit right for me. Now, I don't know if that's because it doesn't have the amount of different environments of Star Wars, or maybe the characters aren't as different to each other compared to Batman, but it just got boring for me pretty quick. By the time I was playing through Dead Man's Chest, I was already ready to get off the game and move on to the next one. One thing I can say though was pretty cool was the hub of the game. Now, it's not as iconic as Mos Eisley's Cantina or the Batcave, but the port was perfect for a Pirates game. LEGO Harry Potter years 5 to 7, and as you can probably tell, this game finishes off the story of the Harry Potter saga. Now, I'm not going to stay on this game for long, as it's very similar to the first Harry Potter game, but based on the last 3 movies, where we finally get to smoke Mr. No-Nose right here. 2012 was the year of mobile games for LEGO, and due to them all being taken down, I'll just run through these games really fast. LEGO Friends Dress Up was, as you can probably guess, a LEGO's Friends game where you get to play dress up. LEGO Ninjago Rise of the Snakes was a Ninjago beat-em-up game that has since its release in 2012 been taken down. LEGO Junior's Creating Crews was, as you can guess, a game made for children where you get to make a car and drive around. LEGO Duplo Zoo was a kid's game that centered around zoo animals. LEGO City Team Up was, as far as I can guess, a police game. I really have zero idea. And LEGO Monsters Fighters Race was a racing game based around the LEGO Monsters series. It's always tough making these videos around the era of mobile games because as much as I can try, I can never find them and play them. But I like to include them because otherwise a lot of you will comment saying I missed them. LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes released in 2012 and is once again an absolute banger of a game. Honestly, this one probably has one of my favorite stories, with Lex Luthor losing Man of the Year to Bruce Wayne, which then makes him go full psycho trying to win the presidency by lacing meat with kryptonite. Yeah, that guy is like so unhinged. Like, I like when a LEGO game is based on movies, but something about the Batman games and just how crazy the LEGO writers go is just so good. And the way they have full creative freedom to just make the dumbest but also just the funnest LEGO stories is just so good. One big thing this game does compared to the first is now it adds Superman and later on in the game the whole Justice League, which really takes this game from a LEGO Batman game to a whole Justice League LEGO game. The open world in this game is just absolutely stunning. Once again, LEGO just make the perfect Gotham. This game felt similar to the first Batman game, but the amount they added here was crazy. Now, I hadn't played this game before making this video, but after playing it, it is easily one of my favorite LEGO games. LEGO Lord of the Rings also released in 2012, and once again, this was just absolutely amazing. Taking the beautiful world of Lord of the Rings and LEGO-fying it. Is that even a word? LEGO-fying it? Well, it is now, so I'll just plop that down in the dictionary. But I'd say out of all the LEGO games based on existing franchises, this one had some of the best levels with just stunning graphics. And I know I've said this a few times, but once again, LEGO just picked the perfect IP for a LEGO game. Just look how stunning this looks. Like, wow. LEGO City Undercover released in 2013 and is the full first-fledged LEGO game to not carry a movie or comic book license. Relying entirely on its original story and plot, there's no Star Wars or Batman to save it. And it was also the first LEGO game released on the Wii U. Remember the Wii U? That console that was a massive success, right? So to say this game had a lot on its shoulders would be an understatement. The game plays off a parody of a bunch of cop movies, and I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed this game. With the story starting out as a basic police drama, but quickly moving into a somewhat James Bond-like story. Now, this wasn't my favorite LEGO game, but as a standalone LEGO game with no existing IP to help itself, they did extremely well with this game, and it was a lot of fun. LEGO City Undercover The Chase Begins was another LEGO City Undercover game, but this time released for the 3DS, and it's clear that they tried to bring the same experience of the original LEGO City Undercover to the 3DS, but there's just one massive issue here. The 3DS was not really a powerful console, so this game didn't really feel the best. There was clear performance issues that just ruined the whole experience, and even as a DS game, the graphics just look bad. like really bad. LEGO Friends also released in 2013, and as you can probably tell once again, the Friends series just isn't made for people my age. The game centers around social interactions with you building friendships with other characters from the Friends series. Now, I really didn't enjoy this game, but I'm also just 100% the wrong demographic. LEGO Legends of Chima Online was LEGO's second attempt at an MMO, and once again, just a massive fail, with the game shutting down just 2 years after the release. Now, I'm not too familiar with the Chima series of LEGO, so I was pretty lost with this game, but it does seem pretty cool, kind of give off some World of Warcraft vibes, but as the game only lasted 2 years, it's clear it wasn't the best. And to follow up the last Chima game, we have another, LEGO Legends of Chima Larval's Journey, released in the same year, but this time for 3DS. Now, I feel like I'm just so out of the loop with Chima that I just feel lost every time I play them. But this game, for what it was actually pretty fun. Clearly made for a younger age group, so the game was pretty straightforward, but not the worst I've played. Marvel is one of the biggest entertainment powerhouses in the world, so it only makes sense that they also get a bit of that LEGO action. LEGO Marvel Superheroes released in 2013, and as a massive fan of Marvel, this shit just hits different. Not only does it have parts of the MCU, but also hits all the best parts of the Marvel brand. When it comes to a Marvel LEGO game, one thing they had to get right was the roster of characters. It would have been so easy for them just to throw in the Avengers, add Spider-Man, and then boom, there we go. But LEGO went above and beyond here, added everyone from X-Men to Fantastic Four, Spider-Man's whole Rogue Gallery, even added in one of my favorite Marvel heroes, Daredevil. Now, this was 2013 we're talking about here, before the Netflix Daredevil show, so us Daredevil fans were really struggling. So the fact he's here just means something to me. And even though this game's called LEGO Marvel Superheroes, we also get to play as some of the most iconic Marvel villains, from Doctor Doom to Magneto. There's just so much choice when it comes to gameplay. And even with the massive cast, somehow LEGO keep the story cohesive. Just a very focused and strong storyline that I absolutely loved. One of my favorite things to do in this game wasn't even the missions. I was just having a blast exploring New York, seeing all the iconic landmarks of the Marvel universe like the Daily Bugle or the Baxter Building. The gameplay was really refreshing also, with the amount of abilities and different gameplay feels for each character being crazy. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm never doing that again. But literally, we can go from smashing everything up with a thing to then swinging through New York as Spider-Man. I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but this might be one of the best LEGO games ever made. A complete refresh to the LEGO formula. I just absolutely love this game. LEGO Legends of Chima Speeders was a mobile game set in the Chima universe, and this one's pretty simple. It's just a basic racing game with the LEGO Chima IP stuck on it. And then to the end of the year 2013, we have a few more mobile games that unfortunately I couldn't play. LEGO Hero Factory Brain Attack and Legacy Galaxy Squad Bug Battle. Jesus, that's a tongue twister. LEGO Marvel Superheroes Universe in Peril was released for the 3DS, with LEGO trying to capture the essence of the LEGO Marvel Superheroes game. But once again, due to the power of the 3DS, this game just made me think, why would I play this when I could get a PlayStation and play the first game? Graphics and performance again being the massive letdown for this game. It just overall just wasn't a great time. The LEGO Movie the video game. Now, usually when a game has the words movie in the title, we are usually in for an awful time. Now, I'm not going to say this game was awful, but it wasn't really the best. The game follows the story of the LEGO Movie somewhat. I found this game just really buggy, and even though the LEGO Movie was pretty good, with a movie we only spend 2 hours in this world. I really don't think there's enough here to want me staying in the world for another 10 hours. It just overall was a mediocre game. LEGO The Hobbit was a game released in 2014, and once again was set in Middle-earth. Now, I do think this game felt like a somewhat DLC for the Lord of the Rings game. I just really am not that interested in the Hobbit movies, but as a LEGO game, it was fine. I think when it comes to LEGO games based on movies, it really matters of how much I like the movie or the universe it's set in. That might be a bigger thing than even if the game's good to me. So far, LEGO's made 2 attempts at making an MMO game, and in 2014, LEGO come back and try again with LEGO Minifigures Online. And just like the other 2 MMO games, this game closed just 2 years later. At this point, I really just think LEGO should give up the hope of a successful LEGO MMO game. LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham is the 3rd LEGO Batman game released, and after the first 2 being massive successes, can the 3rd capture the same success? Kinda. The game feels a lot more restrictive than the others, and I just would have loved this game to have the same type of open world as the LEGO Marvel games, but it just doesn't. But what it does have is a shitload of characters, from obviously Batman to the whole Justice League to even lesser known DC characters like Plastic Man. But even with the insane amount of playable characters with different gameplay styles, I just wanted this game to be more open world so badly. Like, I want to be able to fly over to Metropolis or to just fly to Central City, and with this game not doing that, it just kind of missed the spot for me. Sure, it was fun, even with the story being a lot less interesting than the other LEGO games, but still, the DC characters like the Joker and Lex Luthor were able to carry hard. Like, listen, this isn't a bad game. I bet a lot of people watching this right now are outside with pitchforks, but I just didn't feel the same care LEGO put into the Marvel games. LEGO Ninjago Nindroid was a 3DS game released in 2014 and follows the Nindroid storyline from the TV show, with you being able to play as a bunch of characters from the show, like Kai or Zane. Now, I'm saying those names like I have any idea who they are. I do not know these men, but they do all have different abilities and combat styles, and for a game I really didn't know much about, it was pretty fun. LEGO City My City was a mobile game that let you build and manage a city, and just like a lot of the other LEGO web-based and mobile games, the game has been taken down for a few years. Similar to the next game, LEGO Star Wars Micro Fighters, this game got absolutely Thanos snapped from existence. I couldn't find anything on it. LEGO Jurassic World, released in 2015 and follows the first 4 Jurassic Park movies. First of all, with this one, I would just like to talk about the graphics. This game just looks absolutely stunning. Now, that could be because the game I played before this was LEGO Batman 3, with that game being a lot darker and grungier, so just the bright tropical vibes of this game stood out to me, but whatever reason, I'm a big fan of how this game looked. The Jurassic Park movies are really iconic, and dare I say it, still to this day are absolutely massive. So to play these iconic movies in LEGO was a lot of fun, especially the earlier Jurassic movies like the T-Rex scene. That's just insane. Like the other LEGO games based on movies, it follows the similar story beats of the movie but adds the hint of LEGO magic. This game was cool, not really my favorite, but it was still a cool experience. LEGO Dimensions also released in 2015, and this game was one of the most creative LEGO games I've played so far, allowing you to bounce through the worlds of popular franchises like Back to the Future, Batman, The Wizard of Oz, even The Simpsons. This game felt like a bunch of LEGO games just jam-packed into a single one. There was also a Skylanders type of function with this game, using something called the Portal, where you could put certain minifigures into it in real life and use them in the game. Now, this isn't anything groundbreaking. I mean, like I said, Skylanders have been doing this forever, but still, a really fun switch and makes complete sense for LEGO. Everyone growing up had a bunch of LEGO minifigures, so adding a way to take that physical minifigure and using it in the game was really sick. The gameplay is as to expect with LEGO games, and honestly, one thing I can say that LEGO really don't try to improve on is the gameplay, as pretty much this is the same exact game as 2007 Star Wars if you think about it. You punch and break things to get studs and use them to buy different characters, and that's just the LEGO formula, and still to this day is the same. LEGO Ninjago Shadows of Ronin was, as you can probably guess, another Ninjago based game on the Ninjago TV series, and was released on the 3DS and later on mobile devices. This game is really short even for a LEGO game, with it only consisting of around 3 acts, and there's not really much to say about this game. It's a Ninjago beat 'em up game, and that's it. There was also 3 other mobile games released in 2015, which, as you can probably guess, have been completely shut down, and there's no way for me to play them. Bionicle Mask of Creation, LEGO Legends of Chima Tribe Fighters, and LEGO Nexon Knights Murloc 2.0. So if you played any of these 3 games, let me know how they were in the comments. LEGO Marvel's Avengers, technically the 3rd Marvel game released by LEGO, and as I spoke so highly about the original LEGO Marvel superheroes, does this game live up to its predecessor? No, it can't. The game is based on not only the Avengers movies, but also some solo MCU movies, and this, in my opinion, was one of the weirdest decisions LEGO could have made for this game. Jumping from random scenes in Age of Ultron to Iron Man 3, and then into the OG Avengers, and then back into Captain America the First Avenger. It was just a complete mess. Like, I didn't have a hard time following the story because I've watched all of these movies, but if you haven't, the story literally will make 0 sense to you. It was just a very weird way to level out the game, and can we just talk about this singular puzzle that always pops up? Like, holy shit, I'm not joking. If I was 10 years old, this would have been it for me. There was 0 chance I would have passed this. The gameplay is once again the classic LEGO formula, but add in these quick time event team-ups, which, to be fair to this game, was kind of sick, but I just still couldn't save it for the mess of the story and the few crashes I got from my 2 hours of playtime. You know what genre of gaming LEGO have yet to make a game about? A fighting game. LEGO Bionicle Mask of Control was a mobile fighting game released in 2016, and once again is not playable. I hate this, man. Just let me play these games. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, released in 2016. And when it comes to Star Wars, Lego so far have never missed. From banger to banger to banger to banger. But even though the prequel movies weren't as critically acclaimed as the original, I think a lot of people would agree when I say that Star Wars Force Awakens just wasn't a good movie. And as I didn't really enjoy the movie, there is zero chance I was going to enjoy the Lego game. Literally not even that hint of Lego magic was able to save this game for me, but I'm not gonna just sit here and shit on this game just because Disney ruined Star Wars. So let's just talk about something I found pretty good about this game. The animations. Now, that may seem weird to say, but the animations on this game look incredible. Like, so much more fluid. Even the running animation looks great. Probably the best in any Lego game. And yes, I am really clutching for straws here talking about the running animation, but it was pretty nice. Also, in the same year, Lego released the Harry Potter collection, combining all years from 1 to 7 into a single game for the PS4 and newer consoles. I'll just throw that here. Lego Worlds, released in 2017 and was Lego's first attempt at a Minecraft type of game, set in a procedurally generated world. And the idea here is great and makes complete sense. I mean, Minecraft really is just a Lego video game. So it kind of blows my mind that it's taken them this long to attempt this type of game. And when I was about to play this game, I was really excited. But boy, oh boy, did that excitement get shot down real fast. The game's main loop is exploration, with you traveling around a potentially infinite amount of worlds, collecting golden bricks, which then let you gain more abilities. But let's be real, the main hook for this game is the fact that the world is made completely out of real Lego pieces. Now, the building in this game was pretty weird. You can't just build. You have something called the editor, which lets you build brick by brick and copy stuff out of the environment. Now, the editor wasn't really that intuitive. It actually kind of took me out of the whole game every time I wanted to build something. I think this game had a lot of potential, but the way they went at it just really wasn't it. I would have loved this game to have been a Minecraft competitor, with you being able to build quickly instead of jumping into the editor every time you wanted to make the smallest edit to a build. There was a lot of potential here, but it all just got thrown away by dumb game design ideas. Lego Batman, the movie game, was an endless running game released in 2017 for mobile games. This game was really simple. It's literally Subway Surfer, but Batman. Lego have made a few attempts at making a great Lego Ninjago game, and I'd say up next is their closest attempt at a perfect Lego Ninjago game. The Lego Ninjago movie video game released in 2017, and it follows the story of the movie, with you playing as a variety of ninjas trying to save Ninjago from being destroyed by the evil Lord Garmadon. Yeah, these are real names. The main reason I say that this is the closest thing to a perfect Ninjago game was the combat. Deep down, this game is a ninja game. If you forget about the whole Lego aspect, this is a ninja game. So the fact they went all out with the combat was just amazing. With a bunch of variety between each ninja, the combat was fast and fun, with a bunch of combos and finishers. Now, I'm not going to talk about this game for too long, but no, I really enjoyed it. Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2, the sequel to one of my favorite Lego games ever. And can Lego capture lightning in a bottle again? Absolutely. Once again, Lego have a massive hit here, adding even more of people's favorite Marvel heroes, expanded on the massive amount of characters in the first game, with you being able to play as characters from the Spider-Verse, which, let's be for real, is an easy way to success. I mean, we've seen the success of the Spider-Verse movies, so being able to play as Spider-Man 2099, Gwen Stacy, and Miles, the main villain in this game being Kang the Conqueror, who, when it comes to the MCU Kang, we probably shouldn't speak about. This game has probably the most variety in any Lego game when it comes to worlds, with the story of Kang bringing worlds from across the multiverse, from Nueva York, medieval England, even Sakaar. If you're a comic fan, just the fact that these worlds are here is just so awesome. Now, I do think I'm getting to the point with these Lego games that I've played so many, and Lego really don't like switching up the formula. So even with the amount of variety in this game, if you just rip out all that Lego Marvelness, it is technically the same game as Lego Star Wars 2007. I'd just really like to see Lego switch up the formula, but I don't really know how they can. But as somebody who has literally played every Lego game, the formula does get really repetitive. But after so many games, that's expected to happen. Lego Cube was an iOS game released in 2018 and is essentially a mobile version of Lego Worlds. And similar to Lego Worlds, this game was just mid. Lego The Incredibles released in 2018 and is the first Disney Lego game, which is kind of wild that it took them this long to work with Disney. I mean, the Lego game's main player base being children, and kids obviously love Disney, so it's crazy it took this long for this to happen. But this game is exactly what you expect it to be. It follows the first two Incredibles movies, which, as this game was released the same year as the second Incredibles movie, it kind of makes sense why Disney finally gave Lego an IP to make a game on. It's clear just to promote the second Incredibles movie. I was a big fan of the Incredibles movies growing up, so this game was actually a lot of fun, with the Incredibles family's abilities being transported into the Lego world and gameplay perfectly. This game was just a lot of fun. For sure not my favorite, but pretty good. Lego DC Supervillain was Lego's attempt to capture the magic of Marvel superheroes, but with DC characters. And I'm actually a massive fan of what they did here. Not just making a DC superheroes type of game, which, let's be for real, would have been really easy for them to do, but switching it to us playing as DC villains instead. Which, I'm gonna be real, DC villain characters may be more iconic than the heroes, so it just makes a lot of sense. From the Joker to Lex Luthor to Reverse Flash, every villain you could possibly want to play as is in this game. And finally, a DC game that takes place in a bunch of places. This is exactly what I wanted Lego Batman 3 to be. From Gotham to Metropolis to even places like Smallville. I just loved every setting in this game, and just playing as a villain in a Lego game was a really sick switch. In 2019, Lego also released 3 mobile games, so let's just run through them quickly. Lego Builder's Journey was a puzzle game, Lego Brawls was a fighting game, and Lego Towers is a game where you build and manage a tower. From now on, when it's a mobile game, I'm just gonna run through it quickly. Like, all these mobile games have been pretty bad and just really cheap. The Lego Movie 2, the video game, and as you could probably guess, is a sequel to the first Lego Movie video game for the second movie. And just similar to the first game, I really didn't care about this game or the world at all. The game did feel a lot less buggy than the first, which was nice, but once again, I just do not care about this world and just don't want to spend 10 hours in it. The gameplay was really similar to the first. It was literally just the first game with a different story, I'm gonna be real. Lego Star Wars Battles was a card deck building game similar to Marvel Snap. I just don't really care for card games, but this game seemed fine. Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed was a Netflix game. Yeah, a Netflix game. I think that's all I really need to say about this game. Lego Star Wars Castaway was a mobile game released in 2021, and this game was just really weird. Like, it's a Star Wars game but set on a tropical island. Just felt like 2 games combined into one. Didn't really match the Star Wars name at all. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, the pinnacle of Lego Star Wars games, and in my opinion, the best looking Lego game ever made, especially on the PS5. This game just looked absolutely stunning. It was just levels above every Lego game ever made. Just look at the environments here. They all just look absolutely stunning. I just love the art style, not going for that Lego look, but putting these Lego characters in realistic environments. It just looks absolutely amazing. And as the game is called the Skywalker Saga, you can probably guess that the game covers every Star Wars movie. So if you're a Star Wars fan, this is the peak of Lego Star Wars. Gameplay also is just so much fun and just an overall amazing game. I love this one a lot. And then in 2022, Lego took the Bricktales mobile game and put it onto home consoles, and this game is just a simple puzzle game. It was pretty fun though. Lego Fortnite released in 2023, and remember me talking about the Lego Minecraft competitor? Well, this is it right here. And I just remember when this dropped, like, everybody in the world was playing it. The game lets you build pretty much anything you can imagine, from houses to castles to flying cars. The amount of creativity in this game is actually pretty crazy. Exploration wise, the game has a lot going for it, with the classic dungeons with chests you can loot and explore. But even though this game was massive when it released, it also died pretty quick. And even though the game was pretty fun, you do eventually hit a limit with what you can do. And then there's just nothing really here. Lego 2K Drive also released in 2023 and was a racing game, which I had a lot of fun with. The world of 2K Drive was absolutely stunning, and even the gameplay was a lot of fun, with you switching from different types of vehicles on the go. Even though I'm not a massive racing fan, I had a lot of fun with this game. And finally, we have reached the last Lego game and the latest Lego game ever made. Lego Horizon Adventures, released in 2024, and is set in the world of the Horizon games. Now, I've played the Horizon games, but I'm not a massive fan. When I saw that this game got announced, I just thought, like, why does this need to exist? Like I've said a lot in this video, usually Lego choose the perfect IPs for their games, but this one just doesn't make that much sense to me. Like, who really wanted this game? The game's fine and all, but just the fact there's a Lego Horizon game just doesn't interest me at all. And there we go, every Lego game ever made, done and dusted. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This one was a pretty big one. And thank you all for the support on my recent videos, and don't forget to join my Discord in the description to stay up to date with me and my videos. Yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.